Mike Adams is Program Executive for AI Solutions at Carahsoft. Welcome and thanks for having us here today. What are you hearing agencies talking about regarding the infrastructure that they need to build the AI efforts that they want to do?
Great question. Well, they outlined AI infrastructure as a key part of the Biden executive order. The new administration rescinded the old order, but now that's AI infrastructure is still a key part of that. And AI infrastructure means more than just, GPUs in the data center. It's also your infrastructure in the cloud, how people are moving data around, how they're storing data, how secure it is. But I'd also say that the infrastructure applies to the data because, data is such an important part of anything you're doing with AI. Good data in, better results out. I would also say that the infrastructure extends out to the people that you have. To do anything great, you're going to need great people. Many years ago, we heard the phrase human in the loop when it comes to AI and how important that is. That's still important. But I'd say anything you're doing from an AI perspective, you also have to have people directing what you're applying AI to, because you can really save time, create efficiencies if your people are using AI for certain things. And it's not just, using it to summarize emails. It's, hey, should we use this for, waste, fraud, and abuse, or should we use this technology to help us, do predictions on certain things that are going to help us, allocate resources better, or, for national security as well.
You touched on something there that I want to explore a little more. How much of a consideration is the data in building an infrastructure to underpin an AI operation, and how much of it should the consideration be for the AI tools and applications themselves?
Another good question. I would say it's, you can't do one without the other almost. You have to have good systems, you have to have good people, but you have to have the data there that's prepared well. And people talk about having your data AI ready. And without AI ready data, whatever you're applying the models to, you're not going to get, not necessarily the results you want, but you're not going to get good results.
A lot of discussion here about agentic AI and how the introduction of that concept has changed the way people are thinking about using AI. Should that change the way that people think about building the infrastructure that we're discussing here?
So yes, easy answer is yes. Because even a year ago, and I was at I'm not going to name the person, but I was at a conference where a very smart person was talking about what they were preparing for the future. And they said a year ago, they were wrong about the infrastructure you need to do agentic AI. You need 100 times the infrastructure. You need 100 times the compute power to do agentic AI. But agentic AI is something, if used or utilized by agencies and they're making that consideration and they're building it into their plans, it's going to make them more efficient and do more and again, get better results.
So given that time window and given that we don't know where we might be a year from now or 18 months from now, how does that factor into the way an organization thinks about what it's building today?
Sure, another good question. I would say that we don't know what the future is going to hold, but we know that we do need to move quickly because, our adversaries are moving quickly and, we sometimes don't know exactly where they are as far as, their advancements. But yeah, we do have to move quicker. And, before we know it, we're going to start talking about physical AI and what that means to us. Because, we've come a long way from people using machine learning for translation. It was generative AI, which we're still in that window, but now people are talking about, and people were talking about RAG, last year. Now we're talking about agentic AI, but sooner or later we're going to be talking about physical AI, and that's where the focus is going to be. But real opportunity to use agentic AI to do good things.
It's great to have you here, Mike. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much, Francis.